Hi guys! This is your favorite neighborhood soup lady, Caroline here, and I'm here to show you my last soup of the season, sadly, but it's going out with a bang. This is my summer chowder. It's very, very fun to make. It comes together with just some onion, peppers, and has some beans, a white sweet potato, a very crunchy bit of cabbage. I'll explain that later, and it has that celery in it. Classic chowder. This is a good example of a soup that I wasn't brave enough to make for my first soup book, but I put it in my second soup book because it's like real weird and real fun, and I think it's a great memory to end the season with. Let's get started. All right, so it starts with some avocado oil or other neutral oil. And we're just gonna cook that flavor base of the onion, sweet onion. I would use here, just if I was making this in the summer, like I said here in Washington, maybe a Walla Walla, some celery, those 3 ribs of celery, and a bunch of two red bell peppers. You could use orange, yellow, whatever you want. Very, very tasty. We're just gonna cook this until it's nice and soft. Gonna season it with some salt. And pepper, I think, is a really lovely flavor in this soup. So don't shy away from pepper. You'll see why. I think it really binds all of the flavors together. Add a little pepper here. So I don't eat corn, but if you ate corn, I would add corn to this, but I would do it after it was cooked. So basically at the very end of the recipe, I would add fresh corn. It's so delightful. And this was a corn chowder that I used to make. But again, even though it's a soup that I really used to love to make, it came from, I think, originally like a cooking light recipe or something, RIP. But I just made it my own, changed it a bunch, and it ended up as a version of this with corn. But it's a delightful one, and I wanted to give it a try vegan. So I would love for you to give it a try and tell me how I did. All right, so this is looking great. We have the peppers have released their juices. It's getting nice and thick. I can see that the onion is tender. And so now that we're at this place with everything tender, we add these funny little atypical dry ingredients, but that add to the whole picture of everything. Nutritional yeast. And I just stir in after everyone so that nothing gets stuck or clumpy, especially this arrowroot. It's a little bit more gentle than cornstarch. And again, I don't eat corn, but you could use cornstarch if you want, but maybe a little less. This is a tablespoon. I would probably use maybe a teaspoon. Stir that in. And this one's a funky one, but you can get it online, and I promise it's vegan. This is lactic acid. It's just sort of for that chowder feel. Getting all stuck up in here because of the steam. Just give it a stir. It just basically adds tang, but it's really delicious, and I think adds to the overall authenticity of the deal. And then this is a small white sweet potato that I've peeled and cut into small pieces, kind of chopped, but into little chunks. You could use a traditional potato as well, but I don't eat that. So that's why I didn't add it. And then these are navy beans, which actually, just hang with me here, they kind of do have a corn texture. That's sort of what they take the place of. You'll see, it's really tasty. It's a little odd, I know, but so I just give it a nice stir, and then I add the water. And some more salt and pepper. All right, so now all we're gonna do is bring this to a boil and then uncover it and just slowly simmer it until those beans are just nice and tender. I'm almost done. Oh shit. So this has been simmering for almost an hour. so that these beans get nice and tender, the potatoes nice and tender. And now we add the rest of our ingredients. I keep this cabbage, which I've chopped, this quarter of a medium cabbage. I chop it up and I keep it fresh because it adds that kind of fresh crunch that I think corn, obviously corn has. And so I just add that. And then we add the coconut cream. So a cup of coconut cream that has been well stirred. Our dill, some chopped dill. And then some lemon juice. And I'm gonna check it out and see what it needs. Oh, I'm so excited for you guys to try this. It's just so good. So good. This guy happens to need a little more salt and a little more pepper. Like I said, I like this guy kind of peppery. I think it is a nice counterpoint to the sweet flavors, and it adds a nice balance. Let me try it again. Yes. Oh, it's so good. And like I said, if you were using corn, this is when I would add it. And you can even just like keep the cabbage in there, why not? So tasty. I'm gonna make myself a little bowl. I cannot believe this is the last soup of this season. Guys, I'm really gonna miss you. This is one of my this is like the one that I love to end the season on just because it's like so surprising and weird. It's just so good. I really hope that you do try it. And then actually what's cool about this soup is that after it sits for a while, the beans kind of add to the creamy texture, as do the potatoes. But right now it's like still in its very, very fresh state, which is delicious. Tastes like summer. This recipe is my summer chowder, and it's on page 118 of my Seconds cookbook. You can get that at booklarder.com. And then you can follow me here on YouTube. This is the last episode of the season. I will be back in September, but I'm just so grateful that you joined me for this soup season. It just like really means a lot that I get to share my like fun and silly soups with you and all my stories. So seriously, thanks for being here, and I'll see you next season.